What's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at Auxbeam's V-Series 22-inch 120 watt RGB light bar. Now this light bar has got some pretty cool features. It's got multicolor options on it, and it comes with a Bluetooth where you can hook it up to either your iPhone or your Android. So let's take a close look at this, because you know, I love kind of being picky about light bars. What I will say first is the lens on here is very nice. It's got 16 total floodlights, which are 60 degrees. So you've got 8 on each side. It's going to give you a nice broad pattern on the trail. And then on the center, you've got 24 spotlights. And that's going to give you a nice 30-degree illumins straight down the trail. The casing around the lens, you know, before on some other light bars, I've noticed that there's screws that are just like pressing right on the lens, and you've seen those in some of my other videos. Not on this one. It's got a very nice seal. Those are bolted right into the housing. It's very nice. There was a little bit of silicone sticking out, which tells me that they sealed it very well, but I did have to kind of scrape that off. Not a big deal. The housing is aluminum. It's a nice textured finish on the housing, which I like because I don't think that's gonna fade or anything. But I will say that, you know, it came in a generic box. And unfortunately, the generic box and the packaging didn't do a great job of kind of protecting it. And somewhere along the way, the fins got a little dented and a little bit of chipped paint. But other than that, it arrived just fine. We did get some nice mounts. There are some nice cushions. Everything lines up and it's perfect. You got all the hardware you need for this light bar. So if you want to mount this on a flat surface or wherever, these will work just fine for you. But if you're planning on mounting these on, you know, a bumper or on your hood, you're going to need some specialty mounts. But these are good generic mounts if you're just going to mount it flat somewhere. It did come with instructions, which is important because there's a lot of wires here. Plus you got to work on hooking up your iPhone through the Bluetooth. And there's a diagram here, and there are some instructions in English, but it's obviously that somebody with a foreign language did the conversion because it's hard to read. But I didn't have any problems installing it with what's here. It's good information. I would like to see it translated a little bit better. So Auxbeam, give me a call. You can hire me. I'll do it for you next time. Now to wire this up, it looks a little complicated because we got a lot of stuff here, but it's really not. You got 2 connectors coming off of the light. One is for your main wire loom, which goes to your battery, and the other one is for the Bluetooth module. So your main wire loom is just normal like you would get on just about any light bar. Plug that guy in there. These 2 are going to go to your battery terminals. This one is going to go to your Bluetooth module. You've got your relay, and then you've got your button, and you can mount your button, you know, inside the Jeep wherever you want. And there's lots of wire here, guys. You got plenty of it. Not an issue about length. And then you've got your Bluetooth module. Now the Bluetooth module allows you to communicate with your iPhone or Android device, and it has a little, this is basically a little on-off button, and then you do all the communication with your phone. And so you have 2 wires here. One is the power, so that's going to plug into the light itself, and the other one is to the wire loom. And once you get that all connected, you got to run your wires under your dash, and then you have 2 buttons to mount. So that's something that you really need to keep in mind, that you've got these 2 guys that you're going to have access to when you use this light. You're going to have your on-off button, and you're going to have your Bluetooth module on-off button, and that basically allows you to do all kinds of cool stuff with the lights. Now I'm going to go set this up really quick. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Bluetooth module, and then we're going to take it out on the trail and take a close look at it.
We got everything hooked up, and it was putting out a lot of white light. And we also found out that by cycling through that little red button that you could actually get a couple of the color options. So the first thing you're going to need to do is download the app and get it installed, and then once you do that, go ahead and make sure you connect it with the Bluetooth, and then you can really just kind of start playing around with all the different options. You know, the one I liked the most was the ability to dim it, which is pretty cool. There's a strobe option, and the color is just endless. You know, you can mix it up, you can set up different color cycles. Really kind of cool. I also did mess around with the music piece a little bit, which is kind of neat. That's a good little option to play with. Now the part you've all been waiting for, what does it look like on the trail? Well, it's got a great spot beam, and it's got a good diffuse setting, and there's me standing at 50 feet. You know, you can see me very well, and then here's me at 100 feet. I think, you know, you still got great visibility straight down the trail and off to the side. I was actually very impressed with how much light it was putting out. And we were getting pretty good readings at 50 feet, about 159 lux, and at 100 feet it was about 47. It was plenty bright. It was still blinding my eyes standing all that way down there. And here down the trail, I apologize, I didn't have it hard mounted, so there's a little bit of shake, but you can see visibility with just this light, perfect.
All right, so now my overall impressions of this light. You know, for $100, you get a lot here, guys. You get a nice projected beam down the trail. You get the color option, which for me, I wouldn't use it. I mean, you know, I'm not a guy that goes to like car shows and wants all that flashy flash, and I'm sure if I started doing those blue strobes or something on the trail that my trail buddies would probably not be very happy with me. I was kind of hoping that amber light would actually be a lot brighter, because amber can be a very good color to have if you're in a foggy situation or a snowstorm or something like that, to have something that's not that white bleached out look, to have that amber. But it's not really bright. I would have liked to have seen that amber light like really as bright as the regular one. That would have been very cool. But all the little functions are pretty awesome. And I know there's lots of people out there that will actually like that kind of stuff. You know, take your Jeep to a car show and shine that stuff off and just have a good old time, play some music with it, whatever. The housing and all this, very solid. I'm very happy that they got the lens right. The seal looks good. I think this is gonna last. If you're interested in this light, I'm going to put a link in the description. You can head over to Auxbeam and order it directly from them, guys. I think it's not a bad buy for $100 compared to some of the other 22-inch lights that are out there that get pretty pricey. That's the end of our review, guys. If you're not a subscriber, click that subscribe button, and you're going to want to stay tuned because we've got two 52-inch light bars that we're going to be reviewing here in the next couple of weeks. So until then, we'll see you out on the trail.